Awesome. Sean, there is one thing I want you to do. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Oh yeah, you know, I find it very funny when Ed intros the trailer because he's just like, and here we go, and he there's a screen behind him,
right.
And he's so chill about it. But like I was like, trailer.
Oh, well, there we go. Okay, interesting way to get into it. Okay, Kitana and Devora. So we're getting a joint trailer, just like the.
This one killed many on Shao Kahn's behalf.
On behalf of them, you die.
Damn. Katana's face looks Asian as fuck.
Adinia lives.
What was that slow bug? But they're doing a joint trailer like they did with Kodal and Jackie. She seems really slow. Kitana seems really slow in this game. I wasn't expecting that. Just got a dive bomb attack. Okay. What the hell just happened? Oh, this stage looks sick. Reminds me of Sadira's stage from Killer Instinct. Oh shit! She does like bug things. And she got a restand into 50-50? Okay. Ooh. That ass is a crushing blow. She's got orbiting fans now, which is pretty cool. Ooh. Just down here, I can feel that. Let's see what this fatal's looking like. Ooh.
Fatality.
That was pretty cool.
Kitana wins.
That was pretty cool. The fatal, anyway. The rest of the trailer, I don't know, man. I'm not too sold on Kitana. Like, I just was never really a fan of her, per se.
And
all right, so we'll start off with her normal attacks.
It's funny that she's beating
up
Liu Kang.
Really interesting is she has a lot of really long.
She's got the
multi-hitting
Princess
strings
Leia
that you
buns
have to
in her
kinda
hair
dial
for the
out really
Revenant
quickly.
outfit.
As you can see here, this is her forward two, so it's got a ton of range. But the thing is, while these do good damage and have a lot of hits, you actually can't hit confirm a lot of them because you have to kind of dial them out. Like,
right, because they are a lengthy dial-in combo.
Yes.
So if you want to do that string with Kitana, you have to commit.
You can either cut it short or do this last part here. She has a low that'll actually pop them up a little bit. She doesn't get a traditional combo mid-screen, but in the corner she can. And she does not have a pop-up overhead like a lot of characters. But
all right, so she's a little bit
pretty good range on her hop attack.
She's a little bit faster.
And a lot of
in the actual gameplay, not the trailer.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
she definitely
That's
looks a little
really
bit
good. It's not
faster in
just her
this,
range.
for sure.
Let's check out her throws because they are beautiful. I love the little pose there.
Awesome.
Her last normal I'd like to show is her back one, which is a pretty fast, good range mid. And she has a couple of extensions off of it. In this one here, during the kicks, you can kind of hit confirm, see if it hits, let the whole string go. You can stagger it. And it is actually a crushing blow on a punish or a counter hit. So it gets really good damage. And
I was like 30%. What the hell?
For her zoning.
Can we see her down one?
Her down one is exactly what you want from her. I would consider it a failure if her down one was not that.
Right. Here's a question for you, as a former top Kitana of the world.
Many, many years ago.
Tell me, how many times do you think you've done a down one with Kitana?
The down one has made me quite a lot of money. That's all I can say.
Back in the day when you were doing it, there wasn't quite a lot of money though.
Well, when you are as consistent as I am, getting top 8, and you're only making $300 a tournament.
This dude is out here
when you
self-sucking
get top 8
himself.
Every tournament you win because you're just that tight. It adds up.
It does add up.
So tight.
So how many
Steve.
times have you pushed the button?
It's got to be like 1,000 times, right?
How many
Like,
times
More
have
than
you
1,000.
practiced just pressing?
I mean,
down?
the 1,000 times, I mean per game.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
That makes
okay.
total sense.
Like that was her anti-air, her footsie tool, her mix-up tool. So let's go into her special moves. We'll start with the standard ones. Her fan toss is back. Like the last game, it's super fast. It's a high attack. It can hit people out of the air. If you amplify it, she does a double one. This can catch people jumping or that are trying to walk in after the first one. It's a great projectile. Her air fan is back, but in my opinion, her ground fan is kind of her core footsie tool or zoning tool in this one. Very similar to MKX. Fan lift is back. It's exactly what you want. It's a combo starter.
Okay.
And now she has a new move, which I just whipped, this cool throat slit. And this, to me, is how you're going to end most of your juggle combos. And it has a crushing blow if you do an 8-hit combo.
That's pretty cool, actually.
So once per game, you can kind of cash in, do an 8-hit combo.
That did a lot
and
of
then the
damage,
throat slit
too.
And get significantly extra damage. But again, with the crushing blows, you can only do it once per match. So you
Right.
kind of got to know, like, if they're going to die anyway, you don't want to cash out.
Yeah, I gotta say we've been playing a lot of the game in the studio. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
A
are
lot
playing,
of people are
which is awesome. And like the meta game of figuring out your crushing blows and when you want to use them, and the times you accidentally down two when they're pretty much dead anyway, and you waste it because you didn't put hold on.
Yeah.
Like this meta game, I can't wait for the fans to start playing because it is some of my favorite parts of the game right now.
She also has square boost back. The amplify is really, really cool. Normally, she can only do it in the air. And that's where we can get into the loadouts I made. I made 2 loadouts to show.
Okay.
So the first one, I gave her Ground War, which allows her to do square boost on the ground. It behaves just like the air one.
Oh.
It's super fast, so it's almost like a Shadow Kick or Raiden Superman. It's a great combo.
It does have a little bit
For
of
example,
startup.
Normally, you can't combo after this. If you have Ground War equipped, I'll go ahead and go into square boost to give her extra damage. The other thing I gave her is Flutter is back, which is essentially like a
hate
double
that
jump
so
when you
much.
lower. So you can do stuff like, normally she does jump kick fan to kind of get in. You can fake it out, and if they try to anti-air, come down with the jump kick fan. Or you can use it to get over projectiles. Maybe like Noob throws a shadow, or Liu Kang throws a low fireball, and you're going to hit the ground. You can do Flutter. And then lastly,
not happy to
in
see
this
that come
loadout,
back.
I gave her Royal Protection, which is a projectile absorb.
Hey, you didn't use Jax this time to set up.
Yeah.
Smart move.
So you see her fans start glowing. When she absorbs a projectile, she actually gets a damage buff on all her fan attacks while the fan's glowing. So you kind of are zoning the opponent out, you absorb a projectile to stop their zoning, and then that actually amplifies her melee to then go in and use her offense, which is
And with
pretty
her
cool.
having like these long chain combos as well, right? Like
Right.
that damage is just gonna.
it's going to add up. Yeah.
It's awesome.
So one interesting
I hate
thing
the
is,
flutter.
we talked recently about how we're going to have 2 preset loadouts for tournament and ranked play. This is actually one of her tournament loadouts that I made. This is the one that I like using. I've been using it against you a lot.
Right.
So here's an example that
And
people are saying.
my Jax one actually is too.
Yeah, the one that you just used for Jax is. So those are 3 moves she gets. So how about one more loadout?
Also,
Yeah, let's do it.
just while we're talking about that, do you have any sort of lore about? I mean, listen, doesn't have to be about 11. We cannot have a combat cast without a Kitana lore minute.
Well, I can say this is a little known fact. It's from John Tobias's notes that came out a couple years ago. Kitana was actually originally planned to be an MK1 under the name Katsune, and her role in the story was going to be Shang Tsung's daughter, and you would win her hand in marriage if you won the tournament.
Oh,
But they had a lot of story ideas that they never really went with, and they
Huh.
used her for MK2.
nice, nice.
And that has been
Steve's lore minute.
That's actually an interesting story, to be
All
fair.
right, so I'm using the human skin, which I asked.
Shang Tsung's
The other version
daughter,
of this I like even
and if
more.
you won the Mortal Kombat tournament, you
Yeah.
would get her hand in marriage.
So in this loadout, I gave her 2 things. The
Kinda glad they
first
didn't go with
is
that.
Edenian Razors, which is this cool move where
Look at that.
the fans circle them, it hits 3 times. You can use this.
I'm right there with Burke. Yeah.
Working the power station is distracting me.
That's a little weird to look at.
This move is really good to make your
Like, it's
swing
kinda
safe.
hot, but it's
It can
not.
also be an anti-air.
Watching her
Combos on
in
it.
that stance, that's kind of dope.
You can also use it in the corner to get combos that typically aren't possible. So, for
Ooh, I
example,
love that combo. That was nice.
I like when he says to get combos that aren't possible. Well, it's possible.
normally aren't
Katana's
possible.
got some cool stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
The cost of this is you actually give up fan lift. So mid-screen, your combos are going to be significantly less. You're going to have to just do like a string into like a special move. But in the corner, you can see there, you're going to be doing hella damage. So that's one of the things that's kind of a trade-off.
That was actually pretty tough.
Then I
I'm not gonna
also gave
front.
her Half-Blood stance, which you can see in the trailer. She pulls out Melina's Sai. And
What?
Here she has a couple moves.
Ah, the Melina players are so mad right now.
Classic Melina teleport.
She pulls out Melina's Sai and does Melina's teleport.
She's freed up.
That is
Kitana can
funny.
Go in for pressure. So the opponent's going to have to block, look out for the side, which is going to home in on where they are, and she can go in for throws or whatever else.
That is funny.
Especially good if you can get them blocking. Like you do a bunch of fans, get them blocking, then throw this out. And then if they start getting used to it and trying to attack you out of it, you cancel it. Lastly, she has the side stab.
That is so
It's a
disrespectful.
great combo under. And that has a crushing blow, and the requirement is pretty interesting. It's to have hit with 3 of these Sai moves. So normally, you won't get the crushing blow. But after you've hit 3 of these, the next time you do it, you're going to get that, and that's actually going to pop them up.
Oh.
That's okay.
He said pre-order canceled.
Fangirl. That's a really good,
Yeah.
good name. Nice
I'm
job.
pretty happy with that.
Pretty pumped.
So I would say that is our look at Kitana. She's redone in a lot of ways, a ton of new animations.
Man.
But I think those familiar with Kitana, like if you want, you know,
Why is Shinnok's head
really
so
good
big?
zoning with fans.